Hello everybody, this is Lady B from NYC here at the Diva Lounge for OneWrestling.com, and I have a very special guest with us today. He is a former World Tag Team Champion as well as the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Kendrick. Brian, you there?
I'm here. Thanks for having me.
No, me to thank you for being here. I understand that you have opened up a wrestling school over in California.
Indeed.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about it, about your new facility?
Sure. Right now it's just a 10-week course, 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've got 5 students there right now for this initial 10-week course, and it's hot as balls in this gym where we're doing it at. But despite the puking and stuff, all 5 of the students so far have hung tough, and I've got high hopes for each and every one of them.
Well, that's great. I mean, especially with your knowledge and your experience, I can tell that these kids are gonna really learn a lot. And let's just say, I really miss you. I miss seeing you in WWE.
No, thanks.
I really do. Actually, speaking of WWE, you still keep up with it, I gather.
No, actually I don't. I hate to break it to you, but most wrestlers, once they start wrestling full-time and for a living and wrestle for the promotion they desire to wrestle for, they stop watching wrestling. So I haven't really. I watched WrestleMania this year because 2 of my buddies from back in the indie scene were the 2 world champs going in, and so I had to watch it. I'd be a jerk not to. And it was an exciting day for me to see my friends tonight, an exciting day for anybody who's struggled on the indies to see 2 guys who were indie stars being the world champs. So I did watch WrestleMania. Other than that, I haven't seen 5 minutes of TNA or WWE, or if there's a third promotion out there. I mean, we don't have ROH where I live. I just don't really watch a whole lot of wrestling, at least not current wrestling anyways.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, at some point, if you've done something for so long and then you go on to a new adventure, of course, a lot of people, they don't really focus on looking back. But I bet you're very proud of Daniel Bryan and everything that he's accomplished.
Oh, I'm thrilled for him. As far as Bryan Danielson goes, yeah, it's awesome, man. It was a guy who was an old roommate, a guy who I broke into the business with. We got CM Punk too, a guy who I twirled with on the indies, doing, of course, Ring of Honor and FIP and various shows. And it's great to see your buddies go on to do fantastic things. These guys are both working on Hall of Fame careers right now, and it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know that I'm definitely, as a fan, I'm definitely proud of everything that they've accomplished. And it's actually interesting that the first time I ever saw you and Paul London live, it was at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and it was actually CM Punk's debut into the WWE and ECW. So I actually got to see my 3 guys, actually, CM Punk I've been wanting to see, and getting to see the debut, it's unbelievable, and getting to see you and Paul London, it was unbelievable as well.
Thanks.
Oh, no, listen, you guys have done a lot, and with the new school, I bet you have a lot, I know you have a lot of plans going for this school, and I can only say that I really hope nothing for the best for you guys out there.
Oh, it's very sweet of you to say. Thank you very much. I could use all the well-wishing I can get. I appreciate it.
Oh, definitely. Where can anyone find information about your school?
Okay, I guess probably the easiest is just to hop on Facebook and go to BK School of PW. That's it. Right right now, I'm not sure when the next class is going to open. So as of right now, I've just been focusing on this 10-week course. But I think somewhere between mid-November and beginning of January is when I'd open up the second 10-week course.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. I mean, are you still doing indie shows as well as working on your school?
Oh yeah. Just got back from Connecticut this last weekend. I got to wrestle a man who I admire very much, somebody who I look up to. I got to wrestle Billy Gunn in a singles match. So for me, it was a bit of a highlight.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Are you going to be having any shows in New York anytime soon?
A couple I'm going to be working for up in October. Working for Family Wrestling Entertainment, teaming with Jay Lethal, my old partner Paul London, to take on let's see here, the Young Bucks and Petey Williams, which should be fun. And then the next night, a regular straight tag match, Young Bucks versus Paul London and myself, working for Tommy Dreamer's debut show.
That's awesome. I definitely, I want to catch that, most definitely. Okay, this is something that I know you probably get a lot. What would you say is your fondest memory of working for WWE? Or TNA, either one?
That's a good one. I mean, I guess it's going to change day by day anytime you ask me, but I guess if I had to pick up the top of my head, first match I had wrestling against Kurt Angle years ago for WWE, I suppose that would stick out as a biggest moment of my career. I mean, certainly that's what got me started, so.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, wrestling Kurt Angle, definitely. One other thing. Have you ever thought about possibly breaking into movies? It seems that a lot of guys are doing that nowadays.
Wait, breaking into what?
Movies.
No, I mean...
It seems a lot of guys are doing it.
If somebody said, hey, we want to pay you to pretend to be a mobster or a cop or an astronaut or whatever, oh yeah, sure, of course I'd do it, because it would be easy work, and it'd be, I guess, somewhat an adventure in the respect I've never done it before, but it's not something I'm actively or will actively pursue. I couldn't imagine.
Oh, absolutely not. The only reason I ask is because, a lot of guys tend to be going into the movie business as well as doing wrestling. I mean, recently I saw Kurt Angle's, he appeared in a movie called Warrior, and it was actually not a bad movie. But yeah, no, a lot of guys, tend to be doing more than one thing, going into another form of entertainment. So I guess it's only natural that I ask that question.
Sure.
How is California over there, by the way?
California's the best. I mean, not to sound like a jerk, but yeah, it's gorgeous weather, beautiful beaches, people from around the world with all sorts of different tastes, and so you get to taste all their tastes. I mean, there's little Ethiopia, there's Koreatown, there's Thai Town, there's the Hollywood, so you can go and see the stars or the handprints. We've got Mount Baldy an hour away, or Big Bear, where people like to go skiing, and they got, they're progressive in the way that they got, like, medical marijuana. I don't know, they just got their act together. I'm not from California, but I'm glad to be in California.
Now, do they have a lot of independent wrestling going on over there?
They got some. I mean, probably more than, I don't know, than Iowa or Nebraska or the Dakotas have going on. I mean, it's not as rampant as it is up in the Northeast, but it's, there's at least one or two indie shows going on every weekend down here.
Oh, that's cool. cool. That's cool. I mean, I ask because, I mean, I live in Brooklyn, and there's actually a lot of independent shows going on in the Queens area and Brooklyn, and some in the Bronx. A lot going on upstate, as well as in New Jersey and Staten Island. I don't know if you know of this person. He's a wrestler from Staten Island, Damian Darling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him wrestle a couple of times, and I have to say, I would like to see the both of you in a match.
Oh, I'd really like to work him. Yeah, he works for FWE, the one that we're going to be doing a 6-man match coming up for in October. Family Wrestling Entertainment. They put on great shows. I think he was they're not heavyweight champion, but whatever their version of Intercontinental champion would be. I'm not sure what it is, but I think he still has a FWE title. He's a heck of a wrestler. Real nice guy, too.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. He's funny as hell.
Yeah.
But most definitely, though, I wish you all the best with your school. And those kids, they really are learning from quite an incredible guy. And
oh, you're so sweet to say that.
No, listen, it's the truth, okay? I've seen you from your very beginning in WWE, and I know a lot of people say this, but being someone who's watched wrestling since she was 5 years old, I have standards as to what makes, a heck of a wrestler. And, especially when I saw you in London together, that just was... forgive me for saying, it was like a ballet for men.
Okay.
I don't know if that pretty much sums it up. But yeah, I mean, you two were an excellent tag team. You are incredible as a singles competitor as well, and I think that's what works in your favor, because there's not a lot of guys who are in a tag team. They work well with their partner, but then once they do solo, or one gets put on one show, the other one gets put on another one, either one or the other succeeds, and there's always, more often than not, one tends to stagger a bit. But both you and London, both incredible as singles and both incredible as tag team champions. And you know what? A lot of people miss you guys, because that's something we need back. I mean, yes, we have guys like Rey Mysterio, but there's not a lot of perfect acrobatics, I should say, going on in WWE lately. And that's something that I think is definitely missing. I think it's going to bring a lot of people back, because more often than not, I hear people saying that WWE is staggering a bit. But again, it's all in the eyes of whoever's watching. But once again, I know it's like the third or fourth time I've said this. Thank you so much for coming on the Diva Lounge.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. You've been very sweet and very patient with me, and I hope it's not the last time I'm on.
Oh no, it won't. It won't be the last time you're on.
Good.
Well, if anyone wants to find out more about Brian Kendrick and his school, again, go to Facebook. What's that URL again?
Oh, sure, yeah, it's BK, as in Brian Kendrick, School of PW, as in Pro Wrestling. So it's just BK School of PW. And thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. This is Lady B from NYC here at the Diva Lounge for OneWrestling.com, and I'll catch you all later.